Hello. Sorry, I wasn't 100% ready, I don't think. um, Hold on one second. Let me do the share thing. Hey, Colleen, I saw you pop in right before I covered up my screen. What's up? How is everyone? Whoopsie. My stuff's jumping all over the place. Whoa, there's my voice. Good evening, good evening. Let me turn my phone sound off so I can concentrate and not have that. How is everybody? I'm gonna share. I'll be right back. Oops, wrong page. Let me get my stuff together here. Everything's running slow. Colleen, how was your day? Colleen and Kevin, go ahead and share if you want to. If you haven't already. Let's get some people in here. We're slow to add some people today. I'm used to like tons of people jumping on right away. Not bad. What'd you do today? I was busy. I was very busy getting all this stuff ready for this course. So I've been doing literally nothing but working on this course for the last couple of days to get it finished up and get it ready to go. All right. So Colleen, tell me, do you have little light workers at your house? Excuse me. Couple more. I really, really wish I could do this all at once instead of having to do 8 million separate shares. So annoying. If anyone knows a different way to do that, please tell me. I'm sorry, I know it's probably bouncing all over the place. Anyway. All right. Hey, Robin. Okay. How are you, Robin? Good to see you. Just kind of hanging out for a few minutes, chit-chatting, waiting for people to find us. Oh, my hands are cold. It's chilly. Sorry about the glare. I guess I could turn that light off because it's glaring on my glasses. My eyes are super dry. They've been super dry for the past, let me see how it looks about it. I guess it's my computer screen that's doing that, isn't it? Hey, Justice. Welcome. I'm feeling better. So it's still a little bit swollen, but I went and saw my friend today who is a massage therapist. And hey, Hillary. And she did some NRT on my shoulders, my neck, and like my head and my cheeks. So NRT is a neural reset therapy. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but anyway, it's fabulous. It works wonders, and it feels so much better. Oh, that's good. It still hurts, but it feels better. It feels better than it did. All right, for everybody just jumping in, feel free to share. so we can get all the people in here that have little buddies that want to talk about little light worker babies. Yeah, you'll have to Google NRT sometime. It's like I said, NRT, neural reset therapy. It's interesting, and kind of basically it confuses your brain to relax your muscles that are tense, essentially. Kind of the dumb for dummies way of explaining it, I guess, because I don't know much about it other than I love it and it works. So there you have it. All right, so I guess I'm gonna get started. Like my shirt says, follow your own path. Can't really see it. So who here has little light worker kids? Indigos, crystals, rainbow babies, all those things. If you do, let me know. And if you know which one they are, let me know that too. Because I'm interested to see what category you guys think your kiddos are in. And if you don't know what they are, let me know. I'll tell you that too. Erin, do you know which category your kiddos fit into? Robin. Oh, she was raising her hand. Got it. That's funny. I like it. You're funny, Justice. Robin has a granddaughter, yes, and an adult son who's still afraid of his gifts. Yeah, well, that's not uncommon. Sure about the categories. Okay, so first off, let's talk about that. So indigo babies are not babies anymore. I am an indigo. I embody everything indigo. So basically, in a nutshell, I won't get my notes out. I'm just going to go by memory, what I know, what I remember. But basically, indigos were born mostly like in the 80s. We'll say the 80s was when most of us came in. There were some before and some after. But yes, we are no bullshit. We can tell when there's bullshit right away, and we don't like it. So we, that's what we're here to do. Indigos are here to break down the barriers, break down the walls, break down the BS for everyone, and kind of set the stage, so to speak, for the next wave of kids that were coming in, which are the crystal kids. So we basically, I mean, buck authority, no bull crap. We are here to break down all the stereotypes, all the bullshit that we're just the bullshit sweepers. We're here to get rid of all of that and challenge everything that society knows. So, that's what the indigos kind of came in to do. And I, like I said, embody every bit of that. And then the next wave was crystal kids. Okay, so they came in after the indigos, so a little bit later, into the 2000s. And crystal kids are, they're kind of the in-between between rainbows and indigos. So they're a little less no bull crap. They still are no bull crap, but they're more about like being loving and spreading the love, where the indigos are more, they're the warriors, right? They're the fighters. Crystals are more like, let me just give you some hugs, but they still have a little bit of that indigo in them. So they still can get to where they don't trust people. They can tell like when you're in integrity. So they only will deal with people that are in integrity, right? So if your intentions are pure, then they will hang around you and talk to you and have something to do with you. Otherwise, they kind of just ignore you and don't really want to be around you, just because they only want to operate in that love space. And the rainbow kids that have been coming in now, they're coming in now, are pure love and don't give a crap about if you're in integrity or not. They just want to love everybody. So they're basically like literally embody the rainbow light energy that our human bodies need to survive. We need a full spectrum of light to keep ourselves healthy and together, and the rainbow kids embody that and bring it inside for us. Since a lot of us now are not going outside anymore, we needed to have a way for that to be brought in, and that's what the rainbow kids are doing. They're bringing that full spectrum of rainbow light and they're bringing it inside. So hey Davina, they think of it as like dolphin energy. If you've ever been around dolphins, that is sort of the energy that they have inside of them. Okay, and they it's like having a pet dolphin. We can't have pet dolphins, so I guess they decided we could have rainbow children instead. And a lot of the rainbow children are children of crystal people. So if you think you have a rainbow baby, you just might be a crystal baby. So there's that. That's just a brief overview of those three categories. Hey Mandy, hey everybody that just came in. Yeah, Amanda was just talking about the crystal kids. So basically they came in after the indigo kids. So in the early 2000s, they started coming in. My son is very much a crystal. I have a crystal child for sure, and I have one that's definitely a rainbow baby. And I am 100% an indigo child. So we have one of each in our house, which is kind of fun. Then I have two that really don't fit into the categories, and that's totally fine. Not everybody will fit into one of those categories. They're kind of like the salt and pepper thrown in through the human race. Not everybody will fit in those categories, and that's okay. You don't have to. But I think it's one of those, if you, especially us that are grown, if you are one, you just know you are. So, I've known I was an indigo for a long time. I have no doubt in my mind that is me. A lot of you guys know Martha Carici, the Tribe Finder chick. Her and I did a live stream about this too, that we're both indigos very much. Her and I have a lot in common personality wise, and so we were talking about that. It was kind of funny because it's like yes, all of those things, check all the boxes. It's okay, Mandy, I did already explain, but that yeah, the replay will be here. But that's what, so I'm actually here to talk, guys, about my new course. Okay, guys, this thing has been a long time coming, but it is called Parenting Lightworkers, and it is about all of this stuff. So I go in depth, like as much information as I could find about all three categories. We got the time frames, characteristics, personality traits, like, and it's detailed, you guys. There's a lot of information in there. And that's just one module in my course. So this thing has 7 modules, and it is packed full of information about this stuff. So it goes over all of those 3 categories in depth, like everything you could ever hope to want to know about all 3 of them. And it also talks about psychic kids and sensitive empath kids, and what the difference is and how to tell. And then how you can help, how you can parent these kids, you guys. All of the different kinds of like psychic and sensitive children that there are. It talks about what we can do to support them, what we can do as caretakers and as parents to make it easier for them. A lot of us, so I have a unique perspective just because I am a born medium, so I've seen and heard spirit ever since I was born, and grew up with ghosties in my room and all the things, and just purely because my parents were not educated on the subject, it was that, oh, you're just making it up, you dreamt it, or whatever, you're fine, go back to sleep, you know. And then I'd go back in and nope, there's still a guy standing over there by my closet or whatever. And that's super scary, right? I didn't have any resources. I didn't have anyone to tell me what was happening. So, I mean, I just was scared all the time. And then, you know, that manifested into angsty teenage years, full of anxiety. It turned out to just, I turned off my gifts, which turned into nothing but anxiety all the time because spirit was always around and my body could feel the energy but didn't know what to do with it. And so it just turned into anxiety for me. So anxiety-ridden teenage years and 20s until my 30s when I met some friends that encouraged me to open all that up again and start exploring my gifts and, you know, telling me, you don't need to be afraid of that. That's no big deal. Like, don't be afraid. You know, and I went down the path of like opening everything up and research and all the things you do when you start your journey. But then I started to realize, like, holy crap, my kids, I have 4, and all 4 of them have gifts of their own, and shit, they've probably been experiencing the same kind of terror that I experienced when I was little, and I didn't even think, and it, you know, it never occurred to me that that was like a thing happening in my house. So, so I felt really bad, but basically I brought it up with all of them and just kind of, by now my son was probably in his early teens. Okay. So, you know, I opened up first to my brother and found out that he had all the same things. And so we got to talking about it, and then we kind of talked about it in front of my teenager, and then he kind of was like listening but didn't really say anything. And then he finally started admitting, like, yeah, okay, all that stuff happens to me too. And so then we started, you know, dialoguing with him about what that is and kind of teaching him, you know, what to do with his gifts. And then I realized, oh, my little ones probably have this too. So I started talking to them, of course, age appropriate, right? Like, so the teenager gets a different conversation than like the little ones who are under 10, you know, all under the age of 8, probably at this point. They had a different conversation about, you know, angels and fairies and all those kinds of things. So anyways, long story coming back around, but just to make the point that I've experienced it from the child angle, and I've also experienced it as a parent. So Spirit had told me like a year ago, and I didn't listen because, you know, that's what we do. But Spirit had told me, you know, you need to help people. You need to help. There's a lot of parents out there that don't know what to do with this. You know, that think they might be dealing with this, but they just don't know what to do, don't know about it. And so that was my assignment, you guys, was to create this course and put it out there for whoever needs it. So that's what I did. I finally listened and got it done, and here we are. We're putting it out in the world. So I see a lot of you guys saying that you had similar experiences when you were little. Yeah. I think a lot of us of our, like my generation and before, just because the metaphysical world, right, community got a real bad rap, right, in the 80s and before that, even the 90s probably. You know, I don't think until like the 2000s, and even just within the last probably 5 years or so, right, it's become really kind of more mainstream and more accepted and okay, and people don't get all weirded out about you know, psychics and witches and hippies and all that stuff. You know, the new generation, to my son's generation, that are just becoming adults, they're changing things, you guys. They're shifting things, which is, I think, is awesome. Yeah, things are going to change, things are going to shift, but for the little ones that are just coming in, and for you know, the ones coming up, we need to do our part and make it as easy as possible for them so they don't have to experience that anxiety and that and just all the negative parts of growing up that way when you don't have a support system. So there it is. I'm putting it out there. I am going to post the link for where you can get information about my course. And I want you guys to share this with like anybody that thinks they might have a light worker kid, anyone who's ever talked about it. But you know what, here's the thing, don't prejudge the class for anybody. You know, we do that, right? Like, oh, it's too expensive, or oh, I don't think they would be interested, or oh, they've never talked about metaphysical stuff, they might think I'm weird. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you something, when I came out of the spiritual closet, so to speak, I have had some people reach out to me about this stuff that had I been the one judging on who got the information and who didn't, I never would have included them because I prejudged them as, oh, they wouldn't be interested, right? You should never do that. That's bad. Let people say no for themselves, right? All right, so oh, also on this page, I made a checklist of like, how can I tell if my kid is psychic or sensitive? Like, if they don't know, they just maybe think so. I have a free checklist, so they can download that first and go through it and see what you think if your kid is meeting any of those criteria. Then the course is probably for you. So here we go. There is the link, you guys, so you can go there and you can get all the information. I'm there, I pinned it so it'll stay at the top, so you guys can go there for all the information, the whens, the wheres. I have 3 different ways to buy the course. I have just the course by itself, and then I have a second option that has the course plus a live Facebook that I'm going to be doing lives every week for 7 weeks to guide you through the course, and then have Q&A sessions. And then there's also a private, all of that stuff plus private coaching. So if you want a more hands-on approach, it's definitely there as well. So so there it is. So I hope you guys check that out, share it around with anybody that might need it. And if you have any questions, definitely hit me up on this page or my Sunshine Coaching page. You can private message me if you want, and I'll answer that as soon as I see it and get back to you with any questions that you guys have. But there it is. I'm super excited. It's out in the world. It can help some children and some parents, and I think that's awesome. So here we go. That's all I really wanted to talk about tonight, you guys. Like I said, I'm super excited, and I hope to see some of you in there. All right. Well, I'm going to go tuck my little light workers into bed, and I'll talk with you guys again. All right. Have a good night.